the important concepts to discuss during your oral revalida. Okay, balik-balikan niyo sila, dapat wala niyo may ma-miss. Okay? Your basic anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology. 15 minutes of preparation, so I think you can just discuss this overall. So not per conditions, but overall. Your definition, etiology, epidemiology, discuss each. Your pathophysiology as well, with your signs and symptoms and clinical manifestations, as well with complications. Your differential diagnosis, you can explain this with the other conditions, like versus nyo, or you can just overall list down all the differential diagnosis and then compare with each conditions. Your medical assessment, medical management, PT assessment, and PT management, you can explain this in just one column. Like for the PT assessment and PT management, list down everything with the conservative treatments, surgical treatments. Ma'am, sir, this is for this condition, this is for the hip labral conditions, this one is for osteoarthritis, etc., etc. Okay? Kaya wala man kan change ang diagnostic tools. X-ray, MRI, CT scan, same naman sila gyapon tanan. Same with your PT assessment and PT management. For the PT assessment, since I think you will be explaining the per regions, so with the PT assessment, dala naman gyapon sila tanan. Kung hip region ang i-discuss nyo, then everything assessment sa hip. Mga palpation, sensory, something, etc., etc. Same with the PT management. Okay? Mga basic, active range of motion, AROM, PROM, stretching, strengthening, muscle setting, etc., etc. Okay? So, okay na? Question? So, 15 minutes of preparation? Hindi. Okay. For the hip conditions, we will discuss your hip osteoarthritis. Ano pa? Your femoro-scapular impingement. Ano pa sa list nila? Your greater trochanteric pain syndrome. Ano pa? Your hip labral tears. Anyone? Ano pa yung need to discuss? Your vascular necrosis of your hip. Your PHA. Total hip arthroplasty. Rehabilitation. Okay. So, these conditions I need to discuss under your hip area. Okay. If you're talking about your hip osteoarthritis, this one is a progressive degenerative joint disease characterized by breakdown of your articular cartilage. Not just your articular cartilage, as well with the remodeling of your subchondral bone. There is ossified formation and varying degrees of synovial inflammation. So this is most common form of osteoarthritis, and it's really prevalent among individuals of more than 40 years old. Epidemiology matters, especially if men is more affected than women at the age of before 50 years old. And then, women is more affected than men after 50 years old. It's because of the hormonal changes. Okay? This is just a pictures of your osteoarthritis and comparison of your normal hip. Again, this is a progressive degenerative joint disease. A progressive, the symptoms of the patient usually progresses as the, yes. Do I need to mention? Okay, so the etiology divided into two parts. We have your primary and your secondary. Primary, most common, is idiopathic, so no identifiable underlying cause under your primary hip osteoarthritis. The other one is your age-related degeneration, wherein there is wearing and tearing of the articular cartilage and other structures within the hip area, and your genetic predisposition. Secondary, this is usually from previous trauma or fractures the hip dysplasia, and your femoral acetabular impingement, leg length discrepancy, and your obesity. So with this, you can just differentiate the condition to your femoral acetabular impingement. May isa na kamo ka differential diagnosis under your hip osteoarthritis, which is your 5. Your risk factors, it's increasing age, since this is progressive degenerative joint disease. So female sex, this one, especially if the age of patient is more than 50 years of age. Obesity, especially if mas bigger, more weight or more forces gaka-receive ni hip. Your heavy occupational loading, previous hip injury, congenital development, family history, as same with your sedentary lifestyle with muscle weakness. Okay, for the pathophysiology, so the most affected structure is your cartilage. There is cartilage degeneration. If there is degeneration of your cartilage, it will be cartilage thin. If mag-thinner si cartilage, you will be able to see the joint space narrows. The joint space narrows can be seen in what diagnostic tool? It's in your X-ray. So, pagkakita na sa X-ray nga there is joint space narrowing, probably there's problem with the cartilage, nag-thin na, and there's degeneration. If this one, the medical assessment of your physician will include that the patient is in hip osteoarthritis. So, again, as what I have mentioned, the cartilage is not just the only affected structures. Again, your cartilage has no blood vessels or nerves. So obviously, there will be no sensation if there is affectation of your cartilage. So what makes a person or a patient feel pain or intense pain? It's because there is subchondral bone becomes sclerotic. Now the bones under your cartilage will become sclerotic, followed by your osteophyte development and your synovial inflammation occurs. If the synovial inflammation occurs because there is repetitive forces get of your hip area. So with the repetition of the synovial inflammation, repetitions of damage. So after damage, there will be inflammatory situation happening. So there will be joint capsule becomes fibrotic and stiff. In this one, it will lead to your hip osteoarthritis, wherein there is muscle weakness, gait abnormalities, functional limitations, and progressive disability. So you can just describe your hip pathophysiology or your pathophysiology of your osteoarthritis in this manner. Okay, very specific. Ang mga CI, hindi pa mate. Ang panel will already understand that this one is your pathophysiology of your hip osteoarthritis. Okay? So, amo lang siya. This is just a tip for easier explanation for your pathophysiology. Pwede naman siya gani, actually, ma-discuss nila nga from cartilage degeneration. Obviously, there's already a cartilage thin, no? From cartilage degeneration, it could lead to joint space narrowing. After joint space narrowing, there will be subchondral bone, sclerotic, osteophyte development, and then synovial inflammation. This one, with after synovial inflammation, you can just conclude na the joint capsule becomes fibrotic and stiff, leading to your hip osteoarthritis. Doka mo na lang siya. It's okay lang na don't mention the muscle weakness, gait abnormalities. This is more on the complications after your hip osteoarthritis. Okay? So this one is very important, the cartilage degeneration, joint space narrowing, subchondral bone becomes sclerotic. In this way, you can able to explain the manifestation. Since again, the cartilage has no yes. So, question with the pathophysiology. Okay, with your hip osteoarthritis clinical manifestation, groin pain is very common. That is the most common manifestation, as well with your buttock pain and anterior thigh pain. We have a referred pain under your medial knee pain. So, in this one, this is usually associated with your hip and knee osteoarthritis. Medial knee pain, it's because, if we're talking about anatomical structure, the medial condyle of your femur is kind of bigger compared to your lateral condyle. So more weight or forces gaka-receive ni medial meniscus or your medial tibial condyle. So correlated siya with your knee osteoarthritis because the affected structure is your medial knee pain also in the knee osteoarthritis. So again, this is osteoarthritis. Obviously, your morning stiffness is less than 30 minutes. If we're talking about rheumatoid arthritis, the morning stiffness is more than 30 minutes. So another differential diagnosis of your hip osteoarthritis is your hip RA. No, may fine na kamo kag rheumatoid arthritis. There's also night pain, antalgic gait. Guys, in antalgic gait, how can you tell that the patient is under antalgic gait or experiencing antalgic gait?
Limping.
Limping. In what way? Decrease ang stance phase of what area? Of the affected side, as well with the nag-decrease lang stance phase.
May swing phase man sa
Ma-decrease man ang ano? Swing phase of the unaffected. Okay. If ma-decrease ang stance phase of the affected leg, it's because, di ba, nag-bear weight ang lower extremity, so there will be more pain ma-experience ni patient. If mag-decrease na ang weight bearing or ang stance phase of that affected leg, obviously the swing phase of the good leg will also decrease. Okay, simultaneously happening man na, guys. Okay? So if mag-stance na the other leg is in your swing phase. So ma-decrease both your stance of the affected leg and the swing of the unaffected leg or your good leg. Okay na to with the antalgic gait. There's also reduced walking speed associated with antalgic gait, decreased stance time also associated with antalgic gait, and limited hip range of motion, especially internal rotation, first and most limited. Acceptable. This one is according to Maggie. Okay, but other also will expect to have a most limited of motion, your hip flexion. Diba? If we're talking about the capsular pattern, we have two capsular patterns under your hip joint. We have your internal rotation, flexion, and abduction. And the other one is your flexion, abduction, and internal rotation. So, okay lang if sila nga diba? But according kay Maggie, limited hip ROM is your internal rotation. There's also pain at end range of motion as well with your crepitus. Complications. With the complications, this is usually progressive disability. Again, hip osteoarthritis is a progressive degenerative joint disease. So, complication is progressive disability. It might affect your patient's activities of daily living. So, you can correlate na with the walking, running, jogging, etc. sa complications under your progressive disability. Contractures, there is muscle atrophy, balance impairment, increased fall of wrist, loss of independence, and need for your total hip arthroplasty. In severe cases, especially the affected population is more than 50 years of age, the one thing to include or to indicate to have your total hip arthroplasty is the age of the patient. So if this one, mga 50, 60 years of age, you can opt for total hip arthroplasty if severe cases of the hip osteoarthritis. Question? Am I talking too fast? Too fast? Okay lang.
Times 2, please.
Karpa lang kita slide 10 out of 142. Slide 10. Your medical assessment and your medical management, I want you to focus more on the X-ray, which is the weight-bearing, anterior-posterior pelvis, and lateral hip views. This is the gold standard initial imaging of your hip osteoarthritis. And if you want to check if there might be affectation of the other structures, you can opt for the MRI to check if any soft tissues involvement, like the tendons, your ligaments. The CT scan if the X-ray can read properly, and then ultrasound. Your medical management, your NSAIDs and your analgesics, medications, as well with your corticosteroid injections. Surgical, you can opt to have your total hip arthroplasty in severe cases, or also your hip arthroscopy and your osteotomy. This one actually, pwede nyo siya ma-general na lang under your medical management. If i-generalize nyo ang discussion, under your medical management na lang gila. Okay? So, this one, classification criteria for your hip osteoarthritis. This is according to Maggie. I don't know. Good to know. If your panels were gonna ask about classification criteria, you can just use this one. Or you can use the clinical prediction rule for your hip osteoarthritis. 4 out of 5 variables must be positive. So there should be limited active hip flexion and lateral hip rotation. Your active hip extension causes pain. Your limited passive hip medial rotation, squatting, and your SCAR test with adduction causes lateral hip or groin pain. Familiar with the SCAR test? This is a special test, no? From hip medial adduction, medial rotation adduction to external rotation abduction. So if patient may experience kind of pain, especially with adduction, this is usually to rule in your hip osteoarthritis. So 4 out of 5 variables must be positive to rule in the condition of hip osteoarthritis.
Scar test.
SCAR test, this one here, special test, no? To rule in.
Okay.
Your Kellgren and Lawrence grading scale for hip osteoarthritis, this one is for the joint space narrowing. You can use this grading to check for the joint space narrowing. 0 if there is no evidence of joint space narrowing at all. 1 if possible narrowing of the joint space medially. 2 definite narrowing of the joint space. 3 marked narrowing, and 4 gross loss of joint space with sclerosis and cysts. So you can use the Kellgren and Lawrence grading scale for hip osteoarthritis if you want to specify the joint space narrowing, and if you want to have to rule in the clinical prediction rule for your hip osteoarthritis, you can use the 4 out of 5 variables to rule in the hip osteoarthritis. Question? Bisa ni sa or duwa, hindi sila ma-mention, okay lang. Depende man yapon sa panel. Basta aware lang ka mo may mga prediction rule classification under your hip osteoarthritis. Same man ta sa upper extremities dito. Usually, ang munib yung gina-ask nila questions. Damo. Sorry guys. Okay lang ta? Okay. Another condition is your hip, your femoroacetabular impingement, your thigh. So if for easier, di ba if nagabot yung mga hip region or hip area, put na mga diagnosis or mga conditions, and then you can just put here the definition, your epe, your ete, your pathophysio, etc. I-discuss lang ni each one by one, no? And then if for differential diagnosis, you can just list here for hip osteoarthritis, differential diagnosis is PHI or hip rheumatoid arthritis or RA. So, if na-discuss nyo na di ba si PHI, amal nyo lang, sir, that I already explained PHI under a condition, so I might differentiate this with the hip osteoarthritis. Okay? Okay, no need naman to explain the PHI sa differential diagnosis, kaya discuss nyo man siya gapon next na condition. Gets lang? At least nabutan nyo lang siya nga may differential diagnosis si hip osteoarthritis. Ang wala na condition nga na-mention here, amo gini siyang i-discuss nyo, so rheumatoid arthritis. You can just explain this through the symptoms. Differentiate lang symptoms ni osteoarthritis kag ni rheumatoid arthritis. Okay? And so on and so forth. For the medical assessment and management, amo siya pwede siya overall. Okay? Overall na lang. X-ray, CT scan, ultrasound, MRI. Same with the PD assessment and management. Okay, amo yung kinanglan nilang isa-isa discuss. Kay each may mga points na. Your femoroacetabular impingement is a mechanical conflict between your femoral head and neck junction and the acetabulum. So guys, I want you to remember that the affected structure in your femoroacetabular impingement is your femoral head and neck junction and your acetabular rim. So, in this one here, we have types of femoroacetabular impingement. We have your CAM impingement, which the affected structures are your femoral head and neck junction, and your pincer impingement, the affected structure naman is your acetabulum or your acetabular labrum. So, in this way, ma-differentiate nyo na what causes the femoroacetabular impingement. Ang isa, again, si FAM, no, the anatomical problem is your femoral head and neck junction. Kay pincer, the affected structures are your acetabulum. If mixed impingement, if both of them are present na may affectation kay femoral head and neck junction and your acetabulum, that's your mixed impingement. And this is the most common type of your femoroacetabular impingement. So, this one, diba, this is your CAM. The problem here is your, what's the affected structure again kay CAM impingement? Femoral head and neck. So there is a bump no, there is a problem with the femoral head and neck junction with a so-called a bump na nagtubo under that area. So here, there is a bump that might lead to the impingement of the structures. With a pincer, ang affected structure is your acetabulum. Here. Diba? And if combined, if both of them are present, may problem na siya, may bump na siya with the femoral head and neck junction as well with a problem to your acetabulum. Okay? Question, if you can explain the types of the femoral acetabular impingement, you can just explain as well each etiology and pathophysiology. Ina mo lang na siya nga manner. Sir, ma'am, the affected structure is your femoral head and neck junction. So obviously, the structures that might pass in this area might be compressed or affected, etc., etc. So if this one, under your pathophysiology and etiology, etc., etc. Okay? Para no need na to explain in general pagin. Clinical presentation, well, there will be insidious onset growing pain that is worse with activity. Since this is impingement, so obviously, no, the pain will be worsened if there's a movement or activity at all. Kaya if passive lang man, most likely no pain. Pain with end range of motion, particularly with a hip flexion and internal rotation. Limitation activities that involve your squatting and reduced functional mobility. We have here a special test, anteroposterior impingement test. In here, sa anteroposterior impingement test, the patient, as you can see in the picture, the patient lies in supine with hip flex to 90 degrees. 90 degrees first. And then the examiner medially rotates and adducts the hip, which leads to the impingement of your femoral neck against the acetabular rim. Pain during your medial rotation will be a positive sign of your anteroposterior impingement test. And then you can check different areas or different angle of your hip region. You can start with a 90 or you can start with a 45 degrees followed by 90 degrees and then 120 degrees of hip flexion. So it doesn't matter. As long as the patient will experience pain during internal rotation and adduction, the patient is positive with the anteroposterior impingement test indicating positive of your femoroacetabular impingement.
What if the area of pain the matter sa social test?
Special test. Especially the pain is in your femoral acetabular impingement or the groin area, then it's positive. Pero if check ka mo pain, usually the pain is in the hip area or hip region din, especially in the groin area, since that's the location of the affected structure. If the pain is in the knees or whatsoever, then that's a different condition. Okay. Question with the femoral acetabular impingement. Treatments, you can opt for conservative management like physical therapy, your NSAIDs medication, as well with the activity modification. For the activity modification, more on less weight bearing, less activities of your hip region. You can also give patient education, especially if with the obesity, with the exercise, proper exercise or diet. With the surgical interventions, you can opt for open surgical dislocation to arthroscopy with the focus of these interventions on hip preservations. You can just opt surgical interventions, especially if the age of the patient, with the total hip arthroplasty, usually the time span of that surgery is usually 20 years, 15 to 20 years. That's why it's not usually recommended to younger individuals. Kay naman siya gyapon. After 20 to 15 years, ma-surgery naman sa liwat. So it means it's not a good indication to perform the surgery at all. You're good with the phi and hip osteoarthritis. Guys, again, kay phi, you can also use the differential diagnosis of your hip osteoarthritis. Okay? Since the differential diagnosis mo na siya kay hip osteoarthritis, si phi kanina, pwede naman siya gapon ma-use today si hip osteoarthritis. That's why you can just make them a versus. Para amo na sa automatic sila duwa mabungguanay with a differential diagnosis. Okay? Question? Hugday? Grabe.
Pwede di-X mo both the sa na-discuss mo.
What do you mean?
Hindi di-X mo ba sa inyo sa mga fine. Si okay na
Si greater to higher. Okay lang.
Pwede.
Well, that's why ganit pwede nyo sa i-generalize na rin. No, if ibutang nyo din siya, isulat na lang per condition. Hindi na pag-ibutang ang mga manifestation, etc. etc. Ibutang nyo lang din per conditions because na-explain mo naman siya gapon under the conditions here. Na-explain mo naman in the definition, theology, the safer one, no? If for hip arthritis, kung hindi nyo mabutang, fine. Rheumatoid arthritis, kung talang-talang, ipangutang, hindi okay lang. Ito to under pain syndrome, etc. etc. So, okay lang, hindi na sila pag-explain each one by one. Kaya-explain nyo man siya direct yapon. Gets lang? Kaya kailangan nyo din siya guys i-explain nyo, especially if wala din na-mention ang condition. Differential diagnosis nga ni, paano nyo ma-differentiate ang condition sa amo niya condition, per amo na siya. Pero if na-explain lang rin, no need na. Question, kita kong sports man da. Joke lang. Fake it till you make it lang. If di kaya naging magsulat-sulat, hambal lang, waka lang paano mahambal. And then, bawi na sa side questions. 50% ang side questions. 30 lang ni siya. May confidence pa, kung di ka mo kasulat, may confidence pa nga 20%. Makaya na sa confidence ang 20%. Okay? I-perfect ng confidence, delivery, etc. etc. And then 50% dason sa side questions. So, dako ogid siya. O gani. Oral di valida mo.
Dapat sila sa
Gamay pang contents. Ang contents are only 30%.
dapat ang discussion, sir.
So, amo na. Kung hindi ka mo sure sa topic, okay lang guys nga mag-second peek pa mo. Ay, mag-second peek Kaya kung second peek, 3 lamang yapon ng highest. Your side questions is still 4 points. 50% safe ginaya at all. Okay? If hindi ka mo confident with that condition, kag feel nyo hindi nyo masabat ang mga questions, you can opt for your second peek na lang. Okay? Don't push na gid nga, okay, first peek ko dapat i-explain ko ganyan. Again, be aware of the grading system. 30 sa contents, 30 lang na guys, 30 lang contents. 20 with the performance delivery, so 20% dapat i-perfect na siya, and 50 for the side questions. Dapat master nyo lang ang conditions na i-discuss nyo. Next is your greater trochanteric pain syndrome. Before, this is called your trochanteric bursitis or inflammation of your trochanteric bursa. But right now, they change it into a syndrome, which obviously a very general condition, not just your trochanteric bursitis alone. This is a clinical condition characterized by chronic pain over your lateral aspect. This is the location of your greater trochanter. So obviously, the pain is in your lateral aspect. This is usually caused by a problem with your gluteus medius and your gluteus minimus. What do you think is the reason? Sila attached. So, with the etiology, positive overuse or repetitive hip movements, especially if there is hip external rotation produced by your hip abduction and external rotation, your gluteus medius or minimus tendinopathy or tear secondary to the overuse or repetitive hip movements, your iliotibial band friction over your greater trochanter, since dra may gyapon galabay si ITB. So maybe there will be shearing forces during activity. So it might lead to the affectation of your greater trochanter, trauma or direct fall, especially in the greater trochanter or lateral aspect of your hip, and altered biomechanics due to lumbar spine, knee or hip disorders. This is associated usually with your leg length discrepancy and anatomical deformities. Wala siya, no? Okay, epidemiology. This is usually more common in women, especially at the age of 40 to 60 years old, associated with the hip abductor weakness. What's the special test for the hip abductor weakness? Special test. ITB na yan si ovaries. ITB. It's ovaries. ITB. How about your hip abductor's weakness? This is a very famous. Trendelenburg. Sigh. Now, with the greater trochanteric pain syndrome, since there might be a problem with your the etiology or the cause might be due to the problem of your gluteus medius and minimus, you can opt to check the Trendelenburg test. How would you perform the Trendelenburg? Stand on one leg. Affected leg or good leg?
Affected leg.
Ano? Sino sa good?
Affected. Sige, opposite sila.
Affected leg or good leg?
Opposite na yun.
It's the ma-stand ka sa affected leg. No? The affected leg, di ba mag-stand ka din? This one, ang affected leg, sila responsible for contractures of this one. So if mag-weak ni siya, obviously mag-drop ni siya karon. And this is your positive Trendelenburg test. We have Trendelenburg gait associated with that one. Diba? If this one, so ano mo brown sa patient if mag-drop na ni? Obviously, there will be, yes, trunk tilting to the affected side. Okay? And with the PT management here, you can opt to give the briefcase at the end. Good leg or bad leg? Briefcase. This has 3. Strengthening, ibang briefcase is used for strengthening. This is where, nga area, it's in the bad leg. Kaya di ba, ma-add ka mo bugat para gani, ma-strengthen ni ang diri nga area. Kaya kung mag-add ka mo kung bugat, nag-drop na siya, ma-drop agad ni. Ang purpose naman dire sa affected leg, kaya nag-drop, anong ihatag nyo? It's the cane to support the affected structure. Okay? Question? Okay. Your pathophysiology, again, it depends sa cause naman sa etiology. If the problem is in the gluteus medius and minimus tendon, then obviously there's maybe problem with the degeneration or tendinopathy of that muscles. Again, if ITB ang affectation, there might be compression of the tendons between your greater trochanter and your iliotibial band. If repetitive friction may lead to inflammation to the trochanteric bursa and hip abductor weakness, since their affected structures might be your gluteus medius or minimus. Clinical presentation, I want you to highlight that there should be a lateral hip pain and tenderness over your greater trochanter. How can you assess the tenderness of the patient? Through palpation only. The tenderness can only be evaluated through palpation. Pain when lying on the affected side. Pain during walking, climbing. This is more on the activities of the patient, especially with a single leg stance. The single leg stance, this is obviously your Trendelenburg test and your weakness of your hip abductors. Complications, hindi gyapon madula si chronic lateral hip pain. If unsure ka mo with the complications, you can just use the chronic pain at all. For your oral reva, unsure with the complications, use chronic pain. Aragin na si chronic pain. Persistent hip abductor weakness, since affected structures again, gluteus minimus and medius. Functional limitations, and recurrent symptoms, as well with the gait abnormalities, especially your Trendelenburg gait. Okay? The special test, you can opt to check for the Ober's test. This is to check your ITB. And Trendelenburg test, this is to assess affectation of your gluteus medius or your minimus, your hip abductors. Medical assessment, since the affected structures is your greater trochanter bursa, you should check through the ultrasound by performing bursitis and gluteal tendon pathology. Yet the MRI is a gold standard because it ruled in the affectation of your gluteus medius minimus tendon or tears. Okay? As well with the bursa inflammation and partial tendon tears. Your medical management, same gapon medications, you can just opt for the NSAIDs, your physical therapy, your activity modifications, and operations. You can do endoscopic bursectomy if you want to treat the inflammation of the bursa. Your gluteus medius minimus tendon repair if there's affectation of your gluteus medius minimus tendon, and IT band release if there is tightness of your ITB, which can lead to friction of the structures located within your greater trochanter. Question? Next is your hip labral tears. Hip labrum. With your hip labral tears, this is just an injury to your acetabular labrum, which is, what is your acetabular labrum? A fibrocartilaginous rim surrounding your acetabulum of the hip joint. So there might be a tear or damage that can cause pain, mechanical symptoms, and hip dysfunction. So with the etiology, there should be acute or repetitive trauma, hypermobility of the hip joint, and your hip dysplasia. Ma-GDX, si hip dysplasia. Pwede. Guys, if unsure, pag ikaw mo sa etiology, this is, again, musculoskeletal, di ba? Musculoskeletal conditions. You can use the repetitive trauma, okay? Or direct trauma. Overuse, repetitive trauma, you can use the dose, no? Since this is under your musculoskeletal conditions. If wala-wala, lagi ka mo explain or ma-discuss. Epidemiology, more recently, labral injuries have been associated with patients who have underlying morphological abnormalities of your femoral head or acetabulum. So, you can differentiate yapon sa with the thigh and your hip osteoarthritis. Okay? So, with the hip labral tears, pwede na nagapon butang si hip osteoarthritis, si thigh. So, if nabutang na niya siya, you can add here as well, sa kay thigh, si hip labral, and your osteoarthritis, si hip labral. Gets nyo lang kung paano mag-work si differential diagnosis? Perfect. For pathophysiology, again, it still depends on the etiology or what really caused the problem. If repetitive hip movement, then there will be excessive stress on the labrum. If structural abnormalities, maybe increased contact or forces or the stresses between your femoral head and neck junction and your acetabular rim. Your traumatic events, obviously through trauma, it might due to fall or hip dislocation and degenerative changes due to aging. So amo naman siya gapon with your pathophysiology. I-explain nyo lang more ang discuss nyo kay etiology. And that will be your pathophysiology nila. Since this is musculoskeletal conditions man. Your clinical presentation, deep anterior groin pain, this is the most common manifestation, followed by lateral hip or buttock pain. There should be clicking, catching or locking or giving way sensation under your hip labral tears, and stiffness and decreased hip range of motion. Complications, still no with your chronic hip pain, recurrent mechanical symptoms, your hip instability, reduced hip range of motion, and your early hip osteoarthritis. That's why you can do your DB under your hip labral, si hip osteoarthritis. Special tests, we have two special tests here. We have anterior labral tear test or your FADIR, and your posterior labral tear test or your posterior apprehension test. Familiar?
Yes.
What if ipa-perform sa yung special test ng panel?
No, sir, fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it? No? With the, in this one, yung special test, okay lang nga isa lang ang sagulohon nyo. Kaya the other one is the opposite naman siya yapon of the movement. So in anterior labral tear test, or your FADIR, from the name itself, flexion, adduction, internal rotation test, the patient first is in the supine position. So, the examiner takes hip into full flexion, lateral rotation, and abduction. Okay? Ang end range dapat ni patient during your anterior labral tear test in extension, adduction, and internal rotation. So first, si patient naka-supine, naka-hip flexion, and then adduction and external rotation. No? Amo na siya. This is the position. To rule in, i-move nyo ang hip ni patient into extension, no? Extension, tapos go back na with the name itself, nga adhere. Extension, adduction, and internal rotation. Dapat, ang end range, dapat ni patient is in adduction and internal rotation. If the patient may experience pain under this one, adduction and internal rotation, it's positive of your hip labral tear. Okay? So, ang first na position ni patient is in hip flexion, abduction, and external rotation. It's opposite sa name. Okay? And end range, yun, last mo dapat to rule in, or ang motion is, from position, starting position, and then i-move nyo lang siya into hip extension, adduction, and internal rotation. If nag-positive pain, then positive siya with your hip labral tears. Same lang siya with the posterior labral tear. If ang anterior, nag-start siya with the hip flexion, abduction, and ER, sa posterior, nag-start naman siya in a hip flexion, adduction, and internal rotation. Ang end range siya is extension, abduction, and external rotation. Doon nagsuliay lang sila nga duwa. Okay? Question? Question? Okay. Perfect. Next is your vascular necrosis of your femoral head. Or done this one, done that one, or done the greater trochanter, or done the deep lateral. Last two. Your vascular necrosis of your femoral head, this is called your osteonecrosis. What happened here? From the name itself, what do you think happened here? Lack of blood supply, no, leading to ischemia or more severe is your necrosis or tissue death again. So, can you differentiate ischemia to your necrosis? Lack of blood supply. Necrosis is tissue death or no blood supply. That's why leading to your tissue death. Your epidemiology, most common in adults, 30 to 50 years of age, more common in males, and frequently affects both hips. It should be bilateral in up to 50 to 70% of cases. If we're talking about blood supply, problem with the blood supply of your femoral head, what supplies your femoral head? What artery supplies your femoral head? It's your, again, na-discuss na sa IPK. If sa children, purely your obturator artery. If nag-adult, 20% si obturator artery, and then 80% si sino?
Yung ba supply mo sa...
Duwa na sila. Femoral artery. Your medial and your lateral circumflex femoral artery. Okay, your circumflex. So, amo na siya ha. Maybe balay ask mo what arteries ang affected nga nagka-decrease ang blood supply to your femoral head. Those arteries ang answers. Okay? Pathophysiology, again, I'm pretty sure aware naman kamo with the vascular necrosis, what's really happening if there's a blood problem with the blood supply, limited blood supply, or no blood supply at all. Manifestation, clinical manifestation, there might be a growing pain that increases with weight bearing. Pain may graduate to the buttocks anterior thigh, limited motion, especially with the ERFAB. Guys, si magiging follow yagid sa ERFAB. No, the capsular pattern nga ERFAB. Internal rotation, flexion, and abduction nga capsular pattern. So, there might be limited motion of your hip, internal rotation, flexion, and abduction. But again, okay naman gyapon nga i-consider nyo si hip flexion, abduction, and internal rotation. And then your antalgic gait. Very, very common sa antalgic gait sa lower extremities, especially your hip affectation. Si hip posture. Diyan ako in general. Ano si hip posture? Very... Your progressive bone ischemia leads to your subchondral bone collapse, which can lead to your secondary hip osteoarthritis. Diba si hip osteoarthritis kagina may duwa siyang etiology, primary and secondary. Primary is more on idiopathic, ano pa gani? Age degeneration and familial history. So secondary could be from problem with your blood supply. So you can just opt to include complications, si hip osteoarthritis, or you can just do or include it under your differential diagnosis. Okay? Medical assessments, radiographs can reveal sclerosis of the femoral head, and in severe cases, collapse of your femoral head. In mild cases, you can just opt to check plain films or your X-ray. And then, you want to detect the conditions in earlier stages, you can use MRI and your CT scan. Again, keeping weight off the affected joint, that's why the patient manifested with your antalgic gait, nga gina-decrease siya ang forces or weight bearing on that affected structure or affected leg. Use of pain medications, NSAID, analgesics, no? Once collapse occurs, joint replacement surgery is initiated to improve pain and function. Under those leg calf Perkins disease is not part of the oral revalidation, I included here since, again, this is under your avascular necrosis of your femoral head. A.k.a. Chandler's disease, if a vascular necrosis happens in adult structure. This one is idiopathic osteonecrosis of the femoral head that occurs in children only. Epidemiology, usually happening sa mga shorter individual and niwang at the age of 4 to 10 years old. At the age of 4 to 10 years old, usually problem with the blood supply, that's your LCPD na. Okay? Anong usually kaka-DD nyo kay LCPD? Your sleep femoral capital epiphysis. Okay? Now, the epidemiology naman usually is obese, no, at the age of 8 to 15 years old, usually 15 years old and below. Okay? So that's why amo silang gaaway-away nga duwa. Kay before, ang sa oral deba, ari si leg calf per this disease and si sleep femoral capital epiphysis. Pero yung kakasila subong. It's more on, if na-notice nyo, mga doka general, no, general conditions ang na-include na. Okay. Clinical manifestation, well, it's kind of same naman siya gyapon with the a vascular necrosis, complaints of groin pain, limited hip range of motion, especially abduction and internal rotation, no? Or you can just follow the ERFAB, na limitation of motion, following the capsular pattern, your hip stiffness and your antalgic gait, or your Trendelenburg gait. Complications, your femoral head deformity, or nag-flattening na gid, coxa plana of your femoral head, might lead to your leg length discrepancy, femoral acetabular impingement, and your early hip osteoarthritis in adulthood. No need na. Scottish Bride, sikat niya siya, orthosis. But anyway, pwede naman siya pumadala sa LCPD. So, let's talk your hip dislocation. Hip dislocation is also not included sa inyong oral de valida. Pero i-include ko lang siya to your total hip arthroplasty rehabilitation. Now, this is the hip dislocation, usually the most common to perform your total hip arthroplasty. Hip dislocation is a complete displacement of your femoral head from your acetabulum. We have two hip dislocation. We have posterior and your anterior. The most common is posterior. It's because of the dashboard injury. Ngayon, the position of your lower extremity, especially your hip, is in flexion, adduction, and internal rotation. Compared to anterior, that is less common, and the position of the hip should be flexion, abduction, and external rotation. So let's talk your total hip arthroplasty. The total hip arthroplasty is one of the most widely performed surgical interventions in your hip joint. No, again, as what I have said earlier, the projected lifespan of your primary total hip arthroplasty procedure is usually about 20 years. No, 15 to 20 years ang lifespan. That's why, historically speaking, patients over 60 to 65 years of age is verified to perform the total hip arthroplasty. And the younger individuals sometimes is not an option at all. No? But currently, they include that even though 60 years old, less than 60 years old, or mga younger individual might have performed the total hip arthroplasty. Here, approach, we have posterolateral and your anterolateral approach. Since posterior dislocation is the most common, obviously posterolateral is the most common approach. So this is just a general guidelines paano you should avoid or pivot, turn or transfer at good side only. Avoid pivoting or excessive movements of the affected leg or ang surgery na area. Avoid low chairs. It's because if mag-low chairs ka mo, it requires for the hip to bend more than 90 degrees. And one criteria dapat no hip flexion more than 90 degrees. Even though ano pa na siya nga approach. Avoid side lie to bad side. Obviously, no hip flexion beyond 90 degrees, abduction beyond 45, and beyond midline internal rotation. And your anterolateral, this is low incidence of your dislocation since not common mag-get see hip dislocation. No internal rotation, no hip flexions more than 90 degrees gyapon. No crossing of legs, positive Trendelenburg since lateral. Might be with the posterolateral, but here positive siya to the verge. Avoid movements, usually avoid hip movements, excessive hip movements at all. Since we have here the guidelines. Okay, later. Indications for surgery, usually severe hip pain with motion and weight bearing, with significant motion limitations, no non-union fracture, instability or deformity of the hip, may bone tumors, or failure of conservative management. If the patient had already performed the conservative management, physical therapy, mga medications, corticosteroid injections, etc., etc., it's not affected, you can opt to perform the total hip arthroplasty na. Okay? This is according to your Bradley. Contraindications sa total hip arthroplasty, we have your absolute and relative contraindications. You can just scan this one, okay? No? And your here, your early postoperative motion procedures after your total hip arthroplasty. This is according to Braddoom. I want you to guys to familiarize or to understand the different approaches kag anong ang bawal kag ang only i-perform kay patient. No, with posterior lateral approaches, range of motion, avoid hip flexion more than 90 degrees, adduction and internal rotation beyond neutral. It's because, what do you think? Go back naman tagapon with the yes, no? With the rolling and gliding mechanism ng tagapon. With the hip flexion, ga-roll siya, ano gani? Anteriorly, and then ma-glide siya posteriorly. It follows yapon your convex concave rule. So do kasi naman siya yapon approach why you should avoid hip flexion, adduction, and internal rotation in posterior lateral approach because it might lead to excessive gliding to posteriorly. Okay? Transfer to the sound side from bed chair. Do not cross the legs. Okay, these are the posterior lateral approaches guidelines. On your, additionally, your anterior, anterolateral, and direct lateral approaches, say na siya gyapon, you should really avoid hip flexion more than 90 degrees. Avoid hip extension, abduction, and external rotation since this is anterior. The gliding naman of your femoral head is going anteriorly. Since diba, if mag-ER ka mo, and your extension, ang roll is posterior, but the glide is anteriorly. Since it follows gyapon convex concave rule. And your transgluteal approach or to cataract osteotomy. Avoid lang mga hip abductors past neutral. But you can just generalize the explanation here na lang. As long as kabalo ka mo how the movements of your hip, kung anong occur, no?
Kinematics.
Perfect.
Right?
Hip pa na rin.
Alam mo.
Paano ko matapos mo? 1 hour pa lang yan. Your total hip arthroplasty rehabilitation. Guys, this one is very important. Your total hip arthroplasty rehabilitation. In rehab, di ba, we follow maximum protection phase, moderate protection phase, and your minimal or return to function. Ang mga siyang tatlo. You can use that in your PT management. No? Pwede dito i-use si acute phase, subacute phase, or return to function phase. Or you can use the minimum protection phase, the moderate protection phase, or your minimum or maximum protection phase. Okay? So here, your maximum protection phase happens right after the operation. The goal is to prevent vascular pulmonary complications. You can just perform ankle pumping. This one's very, very basic but very important. To allow lang blood circulation to your lower extremity. Though very, very easy to perform and very, very important activity kay patient. And your deep breathing exercises. This is to prevent pulmonary complications, especially elderly patients. If you want to achieve independent functional mobility prior to discharge, you can just perform bed mobility, your transfers, and your ambulation training. Guys, if after total hip arthroplasty, if you perform gait training, which area is the most stable or which assistive device will you provide that can give a most stable kay patient? Parallel bars, if may parallel bars, if RS or rehab. But if inpatient, no, usually walker. Okay? Perfect. If you want to maintain a functional level of strength and muscular endurance, well, you can just opt lang active resistance or your muscle setting. Muscle setting. You should always start with the muscle setting. Muscle setting of your quads and hamstring. How will you perform muscle setting kay quads?
Press ball or press towel with the long.
Sa diin nga area.
The long sa ball.
Popliteal, fossa. How about your hamstring?
Dito sa punta.
The heel. Okay, perfect. If you want to regain active mobility lang, you can just perform active assisted range of motion, active range of motion, or your closed chain weight bearing exercises. Diba usually yung closed chain exercise kay patient, yeah, partial squats, nga hindi siya mag more than 90 degrees. Okay? Basta mag weight bearing or closed chain exercises lang kay patient. Your maximum protection phase to progress, dapat criteria to progress according to Bradome, it should be well-healed incision, ability to bear full weight on the operated extremity without pain at all, functional ROM, and muscle strength of operated hip at least 3/5. The 3 gani indications, if you perform MMT, the 3 indicates that the patient can do active movement at all, active hip movements.
Scrap it.
Kaso before, currently, may mga 3 plus, may mga 4 minus, but before 3, 4, 5 na nga siya. 4 is minimal resistance, 5 is maximal resistance. But you can progress sa patients already manifested at least 3/5 of the muscle strength in your hip region. Moderate protection phase na ta, if you want to progress from maximal protection phase to your moderate protection phase, intermittent phase usually begins 4 to 6 weeks post-operatively. If si maximum happens right after, here naman occurs 4 to 6 weeks post-operatively. And same lang siya gapon concepts. If you want to improve, you can just improve the exercises performed during the maximum protection phase, or you can just add, regain strength and muscular endurance, your restore ROM, and improve postural stability, balance, and gait. Progress ka mo from moderate protection phase to your minimal protection phase is that dapat pain-free ang ambulation ni patient with or without cane, functional ROM, and independence in activities of daily living. And then, last one is your minimum protection phase or your return to function. Usually occurs around 12 weeks post-operatively. From right after 4 to 6 weeks to 12 weeks post-operatively. You should just integrate strength, endurance, balance training, improve muscular and cardiopulmonary endurance, and patient education lang. Okay? Since this is the last phase na siya of patient rehabilitation. Diagnostic clues in your hip. You can also use this in differential diagnosis. Okay? Like if deep, dull aching pain, usually this is arthritis. Sharp, intense pain, basta sharp, intense pain, associated with weight bearing, this is usually fracture. Tingling that radiates, usually neurological in nature, etc., etc. Okay? Question? Guys, with the total hip rehabilitation, I think there is no differential diagnosis in here. Okay, this is not a condition at all. Okay, this is more on the rehabilitation concepts. Wala lang. Since wala naman kami may sa rehabilitation. Rehab ba ni thinking include ni sir? So I think do ka wise move to end the hip conditions into your rehabilitation. At least do ka overall, ma-discuss naman siya yapon. If anong discuss nyo guys, discuss nyo with the total hip arthroplasty rehabilitation, you can also include that one, sir. Since under this one, you can also perform active range of motion in the minimal protection phase. In the maximum protection phase, you can perform active range of motion exercises, muscle setting, etc. Diba? At least do ka na-discuss sa mga tanan ng mga exercises or interventions under your hip region sa total hip arthroplasty rehabilitation. Okay lang? Gets lang? Questions? Again, diagnostic imaging, you can use X-ray. First line for bony abnormalities, if you want to check for fractures, dislocations. This one is the less expensive and most accessible. MRI, gold standard for soft tissues injuries, especially if may labral tears, ligamentum affectation, tendon problem. CT scan, if you want a more detailed assessment. If hindi siya makita sa X-ray, you can opt for the CT scan and your ultrasound. Conservative management, same naman siya gawin the conservative management last time. It's just that rest and activity modification, especially if weight bearing, no, since lower extremity affectation, usually it includes weight bearing, relative rest and avoidance for aggravating activities, weight management, okay, your NSAIDs or acetaminophen, and physical therapy as well with the assistive devices.
Ibuprofen.
Surgical management, well, it still depends on the conditions, but most likely we already discussed the surgical management naman under each conditions of your hip region.
Yes.
Your PD assessment or management. I want each of you guys to give me a PD assessment. Ma'am. Ha? Range of motion of what? Hip range of motion. Sige. Edema. How we perform the edema?
Ang ano na yun?
Figure of 8.
Figure of 8. How will you say that the patient is positive with the edema through figure of 8?
Check the unaffected side first. And then-
So,
Pila.
to say that it's
2
positive,
cm.
2 cm. Less than, more than?
More than.
More than 2 centimeter. Okay. If edema, the easiest one, if picking edema or non-picking edema, usually you can just do palpation. Sir,
Limb girth.
limb girth. Limb girth, same with the...
No, eh.
How will you check for the limb girth? Limb girth is for the edema.
Ay,
Muscle bulk testing, kung ginamit mo, for the...
Muscle bulk, ginamit.
Muscle bulk. Muscle bulk is for...
For the, of course, for the muscle to bulk.
How will you perform the muscle bulk?
For example, if your hips, a thigh gali, 5, 10, 15 centimeters above your patella. And
That's according to
the book.
to Magi. But most amo siya guys ang before. Kay according kay Magi, si muscle bulk testing and your limb girth measurement same 555, no? You just need to identify the landmarks. But other clinics, they're not using that one. They use the bulkiest,
Kundi na pinaka.
the bulkiest area and then compare it to the other side. Amo na siya. Kung bulkiest area, because the fastest or easiest, ipalpate lang with yung bulky, then isa lang kalibot. Or if you want to get the mean, tatlo kalibot, tatlo ka-check, and then divide sa 3. Sometimes it nag-use the mean. But easy, and the fastest way lang, isa kalibot, then compare lang with the other side. Ma'am? Apparent LLD? How will you assess that true?
LLD is umbilicus. Adto sa medyo.
True?
Oo.
Umbilicus?
Apparent.
Apparent. Asis ano na hindi naman yun. Apparent.
If positive siya with the true LLD, what usually the structures? How about apparent?
What's the sketch?
Muscle balances. Okay, good. How about you, ma'am? Special test. Okay, we have different special tests explained earlier. So, how will you rule in the hip osteoarthritis if following the special test only? Scar test. Okay, good. Ma'am? DTR could be, but under the knee na. No? You can just perform, but pwede, since quadriceps man na siya gyapon, the RE pa man siya. Sige. Ma'am? MMP. Okay. Sensory. To rule out lang your logical manifestation. Sir.
May kambal CV.
Oo, gano'n. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ano? May special test na siya. Pero sige, ano yung special test kung mag-give? Sige, balikan baka. Thomas.
More on me.
Thomas is for?
Achilles.
Guys? ESL?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's your personality?
Nakamaganda.
It's not. It's yours.
Ito na nawig
Same
guys.
pleasures. Iluptomas. Diba? Iluptomas. To, ano, it's Iluptomas.
Ay God, inyo po.
Iluptomas for Thomas.
Thomas, ang sakit.
Rectus femoris and
Thomas?
istes.
Sandali.
And istes kay rectus femoris.
Uy, Thomas.
Iluptomas.
Ako po yan.
Ayaw mo na siya puso. Tanong ko sila doon.
Thomas,
what's
answer ko.
Overs. Since kami that, ITP. Hindi ba daw siya nagka-attach eh?
Check ko mo.
Ay, duwa na siya, diba? Gluteus maximus kasi, that's yung masalati. Diba? So, okay. Okay, sige na lang. Answer.
What? Please.
Damo pa!
Special test, sir?
Tapos na
Well,
tayo.
mag-vital signs sa
OR.
Yes, all the measures. That's all an assessment. Very important assessment of the measures. Give one.
OR.
And last, lower extremity functional state. This is of palpation. Okay, instruction. Very good. Okay. He already gave the other measures.
Who's?
Ha?
Who's?
And then, not the other. Ha? Ha? Gait. That's very good. That's why i-include yung gait ang gait abnormalities because lower extremity gait ang need ni ano. Okay, and
Patterns.
muscle bulk. I already mentioned the muscle bulk.
Ay, sorry.
Postural assessment. Gait ka na postural assessment. Since lower extremity, usually guys, may mga deformities under your lower extremity. Especially the later sa ankle and foot damo. Okay na kita. How about your management? Should we discuss the management? You can just correlate it with the rehabilitation and total hip arthroplasty. But usually if mga maximum protection phase, no, if acute phases,
Heel slides,
Yeah.
all pop, straight leg
muscle
raise.
setting, active assisted range of motion, etc. etc. Okay? Okay lang? Guys, if you want, okay, never mind.
Huh?
Knee conditions na ta. Pagduwot pa ito. Break anay.
Breaks. Coffee break.
I-half ko niyan.
Kabit na.
I-half ko niya siya. Since,
Alam mo!
hindi ako sa marker, whiteboard.
Like, kinabla mo siya mga 5 seconds.
Alam mo! Alcohol, ginaguro ko, boy. Tama yung vibes. Hindi.
Record lang sa mga 5 seconds.
Whiteboard.
Ah. Ay!
Ikaw, hindi lang, ay palang na nga. Tingnan.
Lunong mo. Lunong tayo.
Sir.
Oh my gosh. I like dresses. Ginggulban sa mga 5 heartbeats.
Okay lang. At least hindi tayo pag...
Ah.
Sino? Dito, how?
Ay,
Si Casey. yan.
Dito.
Parigalo, kung kayo man ako
Guys, susubo mo pala. Ubra lang mo notes niyo, ha?
Amen.
Ubra ka mo ba na isa? Pala ka Google Docs? Then grupo na kamo na son, sino mo ubra sa knee condition sa hip or sa lower extremity, upper extremity. May spine pa next week. Damo-damo man ang spine.
Upper E lang ta? Ah, hip lang ta. Sige.
Upper.
Okay. Under your knee conditions, we have your ligamentos. Affectation.
Ligamentos.
Okay.
Ako, ang kalbit. Ano tama? Ligament?
Okay, later na masalat.
Kaya na lang sir, may isa ko din.
Sige na kayo basa. Guys, under your ligamentous injury, we have your anterior cruciate ligament, your posterior cruciate ligament, your medial and lateral collateral ligament injuries, and your meniscal tears. Other conditions, we have your patellofemoral pain syndrome, patellar tendinopathy, Osgood-Schlatter disease, ITB or iliotibial band syndrome, knee osteoarthritis, and your total knee arthroplasty rehabilitation.
Muli ka, kita mo yan, no?
Okay. Okay. Your ligaments of the knee, we are very familiar with the unhappy triad of O'Donoghue.
Yes.
No? We have your MCL, your ACL, and your medial meniscus. The most affected structure is your ACL, followed by your medial collateral ligament, and the PCL is the strongest among knee ligaments. So, with your anterior cruciate ligament, obviously, the affected structure is your ACL. This is the most common. Now, the most common, This is the most common injury sa knee. So, din na ACL. Na ACL.
Si, ano, first?
Si Ed.
Kaluwag.
Si Stay.
Si Kulot. Ed Apocalypse. Ang balitiran.
Okay. Mechanism of injury, this one is your etiology. Usually, hyperextension injury. With hyperextension injury, what do you think? Your ACL, usually ba the ligaments prevents the opposite movement, no? So if nag-hyperextension injury, your ACL prevents tibial, no, anterior translation of your tibia. So, if nag-superextended, there might be a tear or damage to your ACL that lead to the hyperextension of your tibia. We have your valgus load and ER, the tibia of the femur in this picture. And your anterior translation of the tibia on a fixed femur, or knee flexion plus rotation. Sign of symptoms, we have anterior and knee pain. Hemarthrosis. Hemarthrosis is
Bleeding of
Hema.
Bleeding of the joint.
Yes, perfect, no? Emma, blood, arthrosis.
Joint.
Yes, perfect. Grabe.
Iba talaga si Ray. First.
We also have here the swelling. And guys, sudden pop. Sudden pop, okay? Alright, pag if during HPI pa lang, no, knee problem, and then pag medications, usually sudden pop, duwa lang man mo meniscus or your ACL. Okay, sudden pop. So, knee instability or buckling of the knee, especially weakness of your quadriceps. Assessment, special tests, and your MRI. Obviously, diagnostic tools is your MRI since the ligamentous soft tissue injury is affected. Anterior cruciate ligament, we have special tests. Anterior Jower test. How will you perform the anterior Jower test?
Wala siya, sir.
Amo ni siya, oh. Hip
Hip
is in
90.
90 si hip.
Hindi,
Oh,
45.
45. Your knee is in
90.
Yes, perfect. And then, amo lang na. Lachman test.
Lucy mo. Ay, pulong na siya.
Ay, grabe ba?
Lockman.
Punggan si femur, tapos si tibia.
Oh, okay.
Anterior drawer man.
The Lachman test, the patient, ari naman guys. Oo nga, ganyan nakaway nyo man naman. Ari naman, no? The patient lies in supine, the knee is held between full extension and 15 degrees of flexion. So, duwan siya ka method. First is in full extension and in 15 degrees of flexion. The femur is stabilized with one hand with firm pressure is applied to the posterior aspect of the proximal tibia in attempts to translate anterior. Sakto siya. Kaso duwa lang. The anterior Jower test, the position of your knee is in 90 degrees of knee flexion. While kay Lachman test is duwa. First, you need to check in full extension and then 15 degrees of knee flexion. Pivot shift test is another special test, but not more common. The dual lang, anterior Jower test and si Lachman test. The most common performed is your
Anterior drawer.
anterior Jower test. But the most sensitive special test is your Lachman. Okay? The most sensitive, no, or to rule in your anterior cruciate ligament is your Lachman. Very common si Lachman sa BRs. Nakaread na mo BRs? Okay.
Cebu pa.
Sige. Next is your posterior cruciate ligament injury. This is least common compared to ACL. Mechanism of injury, this is a hyperflexion injury. Same naman siya gyapon, no? If you do hyperflexion, you're correlated with the posterior translation of the tibia when the knee in 90 degrees of flexion. If the 90 degrees of flexion usually if the force is from anteriorly, there will be posterior translation of the tibia or excessive posterior translation of the tibia. Associated with the dashboard injury and fall on flex with knee, with plantar flexion foot, no? Fall on knee flex. Obviously, mag-fall naka knee flex, magyapon, posterior translation of your tibia. Gets lang? Okay. Sign and symptoms, same with the pain, swelling, and tenderness over your popliteal area, inability to fully extend the knee, and knee instability. Assessment, we can perform same special test and your MRI. MRI, soft tissue injury. Special test, you can perform posterior sag sign and your posterior Jower test. So based from the given, how will you perform the posterior sag sign?
Pabayaan lang.
Sad, yeah.
Pamukha natin. How about posterior Jower test?
Ano naman ako.
Patulod mo naman siya.
Ang gusto ko,
Pasulod.
Masalod.
yung gano'n, tapos may pwede mo lang salpaduman sa exterior.
Okay. Under your medical management, you can perform grafting or strengthening protocol. Grafting is that bone patellar tendon bone graft. This is gold standard for your ACL reconstruction and your cementinosus gracilis graft. Strengthening protocol, especially if conservative treatment, usually may mga younger naman associated with sports or related injuries. If ACL reconstruction, you need to strengthen the hamstring, then your quads. And your PCL, you need to reconstruction, you need to strengthen your quads over your hamstring. Next, your medial collateral ligament injury. This one is less common compared to your ACL. Still part of the unhappy triad. So, second most common compared kay ACL. Mechanism of injury, valgus or abduction force. Sudden valgus force with the foot planted or naka-plantar flexion and then valgus force. Sign of symptoms, swelling, tenderness in the middle area and valgus deformity. Assessment, special test, and your MRI. This is how you perform applying valgus stress with thigh supported and abduction or valgus stress test. Duwala. Okay? Question, very basic naman sa abduction. Si valgus stress test. Same lang siya gapon with the elbow, kaso sa lower extremity lang yung perform. And your lateral collateral ligament injury. Mechanism of injury, varus or adduction. It's opposite of your medial. Contact or non-contact hyperextension varus stress. Again, still yapon varus stress. How you perform ganit what the valgus kag varus? If knee,
Part lang si...
Una.
natawa ko sa'yo. How will you perform the si varus?
Hold mo si knee and neck. Like,
Yes, if amo ni si si knee or si ankle, paano? This is medial, this is lateral. Varus.
Varus.
Pagwa mo siya, sir.
Pwede ka sa sulod.
Paamo ni? Pagwa si
Valgus.
sa knee, pasulod si ankle. Valgus,
Andi, sir, valgus na, sir.
Tsakto na mo.
Hindi
Paso-
ang valgus, ang pasulod nga force, bala dugagaon, plus ano. And then ang varus, ang pagwa.
Tsakto ka man. Tikay stress test.
Ay, ano ba? Okay.
Sako na lang ha.
okay na ta? Okay na?
Dumigilalis.
Ganit. Dito siya lang. Okay
Sarili
na.
lang. Sa sarili lang.
Sir, paliyo lang. Sir, wala.
Okay na. Okay. Your lateral collateral ligament injury, mechanism of injury, varus, no? Signs and symptoms, same lang. Pain, swelling, effusion, or may cause stretch. Since this is lateral affectation, it might damage your peroneal nerve. Or common peroneal nerve, no? Common peroneal nerve. So may,
Wala special.
what
Lateral fibula.
what area you think you can damage the common peroneal nerve?
Hindi siya.
Area?
So may,
Sa may lateral. Posterior. Lateral.
proximal ano?
Tibia. Fibula.
Si common peroneal nerve. Diba,
Oh my gosh.
from sciatic, nag-anto siyang anteriorly, di siya malabayaw.
Sa tuba.
Ay,
Sa tuba.
Mga lateral.
Sa limbs, what specific part?
Sa lateral.
Meron. Ito daw yun.
Ano, which part? Sa picture.
Lateral condyle.
Sino? Di, sa medial, this is not
Ay,
medial, this is
fibular.
lateral.
Fibular, ano sir, sa fibula.
Sa diin siya, it's your fibular head. Di ba nung linta na sa fibular head, itong mga fracture sa fibular head, may problem damage kay ang duwaged si superficial kag si deep peroneal nerve. Okay?
Okay. Oh, sorry,
Tuod, na-remember?
Mm.
Kaya diba, si sciatic, from posterior, very big, nagtunga siya sa duwa, tibial, nag-continue siya sa dalom, nga posterior. Si fibular, nagpahat to anterior, di malabay siya with your fibular head. Dire. No, sa common peroneal, matunga naman siya sa duwa, superficial, and your deep. Okay? Sige. To palpate, you need to perform the figure of 8 or Fabir. Flexion, abduction, and external rotation. Assessment, you can perform special tests. Again, what special tests? Varus, stress test. MRI, this is to rule in problem with the ligament itself. And then motor and sensory testing, peroneal nerve injury. Sige. How will you assess the motor and sensory testing of your peroneal nerve injury?
Peroneal. Motor and sensory peroneal.
Dermatomes and myotomes.
Pwede.
But this is nerve distribution eh. So I think the best way to check for the sensor is through nerve distribution,
Yes.
not the dermatomes.
Hindi ba nerve distribution man kasi? Dermatomes, myotomes.
By roots, not big.
By roots.
Oo. Here, di ba, again, go back yapon sa anatomy, tunga sa yapon. Common peroneal, tunga di ba sa duwa? So, you need to assess the superficial, ay the deep, no? Anteriorly, kag superficial, laterally. So, check nila na, okay lang hindi na mag-follow the dermatomes, kay nerve ang affectation. So, you can just follow the nerve distribution. Kung di ito nerve supply of that specific nerve, then amula na sa pag-check. And the motor, ano lang yapon? The muscles affected. Kay superficial, ano ba yung mga muscles affected? Superficial.
PA Charis.
Peroneus brevis kag peroneus. Your deep amo na si tibialis anterior, no? Flexor deterior longus, flexor hallucis longus. Kasi peroneus, ang isa ka peroneus, tertius. Amo na siya.
Review na kasi na kaya na balo.
And lastly, your meniscus injury. A tear or degeneration of your meniscal cartilage, usually caused by twisting motions of the knee while weight bearing. This is usually most common if naka-weight bearing and then mat-twist. Okay? Anatomical structure, middle meniscus, I already discussed this one, but I include lang. Let's focus more on the mechanism of injury. With the middle meniscus, the tibia rotation, while the knee is partially flexed, this is more common, since associated siya gapon with the unhappy triad ng mga more common ligamentous injury of your knee. And your lateral meniscus, usually squatting, full flexion with rotation, and less commonly injured. Ligaments associated here, ACL and MCL, with the lateral meniscus is your MCL and your LCL. With the muscle attached, you can just check for the semimembranosus, and for the lateral is your popliteus. Special tests here is your McMurray test, your Apley's test, and your bounce home test. The signs and symptoms according to McGee, it should be joint line pain, no? Especially if, depends, if medial meniscus is affected, then medial joint line, lateral meniscus is lateral joint line. Loss of flexion, loss of extension, especially hip na lang, ay knee, limitation of motion in general, swelling, crepitus, and positive special tests. How will you perform the Apley's test? Or McMurray's first, the McMurray's test.
McMurray's,
ERIR.
and then i-push.
Lateral. Associated with siya with the valgus kag varus. Depende siya sa pag-twist mo, which area ang affected. How about the Apley's? Sa Apley's, duwa na eh. Compression kag distraction. If mag-compress ka, usually the affected structure is meniscus. How about the distraction?
Ligaments.
Ligaments. Other ligamentous injury. Okay. Question?
Ang ano yes sir, ang Aegis.
Agistes. I think that's
Gamma
the... Dili man na siya, dahil di ba amo-amo na ako? Di ba mako? One of the special tests na siya, I think sa... O gani, one question na sa board exam, I think APK, 1990 something. Number 1 na siya, si Agistes. I forgot. Thessaly test, Thessaly.
Hindi, sir. Tasali, sir. Lain sa sir.
Thessaly. I guess basta doon sila ng aduwa.
With Perry, McMurray.
Mac, ha?
With Perry, McMurray.
Ganyan nakatindog siya, and then maamo-amo niya siya. Oo, maamo-amo niya siya.
The father
Oo.
of Mr.
I think one question na siya sa sa APK. If not, anyway. Oh my God. Basta may sa APK, may isa na siya ka-special test naging explain sa APK kay me. I don't know if si Thessaly or si Aristes, si Agistes. Oh, basta doon kasi mas labing agatindog. Basta ang answer is to hold the patient's hand. Something. Anyway, basta mo na siya. Perfect. Problem with the ligamentous injuries? Wala na. Amo lang ito mga basic. If you need to define, amo lang, i-define yung problem with the ACL, temporary degeneration or tear of the ACL. Definition, etiology, mechanism of injury, you can just correlate it with the unhappy triad. Most common, which is less common. Etiology, ato mga mechanism of injury. Or pathophysiology, well, you can just explain it since musculoskeletal man ang affectation. No, there's no specific process of that. Usually trauma or repetitive injury. Your differential diagnosis, well, you can just D nas la H, no? You can just D nas la X. ACL versus PCL. MCL versus LCL. Medial meniscus versus lateral meniscus. That's already your DD. Okay? Ano pa? Ano pa na-mista? Complications, chronic pain, no, knee instability, crepitus, kind of more on manifestation. No, mga chronic pain, knee instability, swelling more on manifestation. Since di ba acute lang usually inflammation, swelling. O mga chronic na for the complications. O deformities. Okay. Break. We're half na tayo sa discussion. 59 out of 142.
Huh?
59 slides of 142.
Wala pa half.
I think half na ni. Kada ka conditions.
141, kaya 142.
Kabay pang RCI Connect.
Damo tables later.
50 kilog.
Skip ka lang.
Okay na, 11. May 2 hours pa ta.
Yeah.
Break pila.
2 hours.
20 minutes, 10. 15 minutes.
So big.
15 minutes, 11:17.
Kapitan.
11:17.
Pwede mo kape ka rin. Pwede ka. Hindi ka mo kape, guys. Hindi ka sa kape. Spanish ka. Bayan lang ka. Bring ang creamy Spanish. Something. Ano kayo?
Things I cannot change.
Wala kong
So I truly will never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I'm lost. Well, if that's love, comes much too high above. Sooner by finding gravity. If I try and find gravity. Ang ito, hindi na ako mag-live drawing mo. Wala na akong patience ngayon. You won't bring me down. Bring me down. Oh, ay, nasurubran mo ito. Maraming visible. Through accepting limit, this song says to soul. And I cannot change till I try, I'll never know. Too long I'm afraid of losing love, I guess I'm lost. Ay, grabe siya. You can be my America. Hmm. Sa pagdali ko ba lang mag-ano dito? So, so could you take me to the July? This pink and purple in the sky, red and hollies in Hawaii, let me run my fingers to your sultry hair. Go ahead, explore the island vibe. See your linen could feel in the air. I'm living up your engine. I'll be your baby on Sunday. Oh, why do we get out of town? Call me your baby. Could you say those oh no going down? Here and day, letting hollies in Hawaii, back and forth inside, and she take me for a ride, ay, naklaw ay. Katapos akong happy, I can't even get up. You can be America. months ko na ganahan. Ako ganun mag-drawing for me. Ganun, nag-drawing. Means, list na tanong mo. So, ay.
Ray, pa kami ako, Ray. Ray. Send ko din siya cash. Okay. Yeah.
Ubod lumpia. Kapilaw ka o yun ka naman. Oh shoot! Wala na